Okay, well, the beginning of parshas Emor. V'yomer Hashem al Moshe, Emor al Kohanim b'nei Aaron. You say to the Kohanim b'nei Aaron, v'amarta aleim, l'nefesh li'tam avamav. The nefesh should not contaminate ba'amav within his people. See Rashi, Emor al Kohanim, Emor v'amarto. What's the reiteration? Emor, then of Marta Aleim, Lazar Gdol Aktanim, that the elders have to forewarn the young, the minors. Bnei Aaron Yochel Chalolim. Maybe even if they, as long as they're Bnei Aaron, that's enough reason not to contaminate. Amnoma HaKohanim, they have to be Kohanim. Bnei Aaron have Balimum b'mashma. Even if they're not qualified to officiate because they're Balmum, they're not permitted to contaminate. Bnei Aaron, v'lo b'nei Aaron. Bnei Aaron v'lo b'nei Aaron. Lo yitam avot she'amim yotzei mes mitzvah. But if you have a mes mitzvah, it would not be the case. So over here, I mean, it bothers me, because I learned Chaim. I mean, something like this is so direct and they're singled out. Don't you think it should be said in a more official capacity? Daber. It should be more formal. Right? Say, Moshe, Daber al Kohanim, Lemor. V'amarta aleim, what's the Emor? Emor is much more gentle.
You like tentative?
No, formal. When you want to be very
More tentative
more tentative, it's much more informal. Like it's more casual talk, refer to something which is more direct, more of a directive. Daber is a directive. I mean, every Jew is permitted to contaminate. All of a sudden, we're singled out. So to communicate the seriousness of the matter, it's daber. So over here, he says something, we say, hemarto means you valued. It's an indication of esteem. No. You understand, but because of the nature we're speaking about over here. So over here he explains, person who has the rights to come before me continuously, it's not appropriate that he should gaze at the mess. It's an expression of malo, of distinction. So over here in the Aleph, Et hemarta Hashem. Es Hashem hemarta yom. Right? You signified God. It's an indication of distinction. She explains. Pirush tzachim kohanim yishor se pnei melech u'ma hi amalo. And what is the distinction? Shal yitamu l'fnefesh odom. K'maymoran zal shein noah liyotzi v'nichnas v'tam ze higdim hator l'metur l'asmech hamalo tzad hayos kohanim. This is ma shelo omar hoy nishma kein hoy omer emor el b'nei Aaron. It would say emor el b'nei Aaron, but it's hakohanim. Okay? Further.
It sounds like there's only 3 Kohanim left at this point. You have Aaron and his 2 younger sons.
It's for the future. It's not only that, it's going to the future.
Right. So if you say, why is it a gentle talk? So he's talking to the 2 younger sons. If the 2 sons that died were 13, then that means that these other 2 sons are probably less than that. So you're dealing with really children. So you have to couch it differently. Here's the warning: don't go in the street, don't do this, don't do this. So it'd be like a parent really talking to younger children.
Okay.
He's about the rabbis about. I mean, after all, it's just it's
No.
2 parshas.
If it would say Emor el b'nei Aaron, okay, Emor ha-Kohanim, we're talking Kohanim out there, the Kohanim,
There's only 3 in the
I
world.
know, but then it says it's in the future. Otherwise, you could have said Emor b'nei Aaron. Speak to the b'nei Aaron. Hakon indicates it's speaking about the future, not the present.
Well, Moshe can't talk to all the Kohanim at least for another couple of years. It's only 3 people.
Okay. Emor la Kohanim b'nei Aaron. I understand that.
Okay.
He's just off his grandchild's bar mitzvah. You have not to speak to children. Okay? He's teaching how to speak to children. So you have to communicate at a different level. Okay. Yeah. Kim l'sheira korov elov. Who are they? But to the one who's closest Shero, his wife. Share is always the word Shero. Also, it's Sher Bosser. That goes together. One of the same flesh. L'imo l'oviv l'bno l'bito l'ochiv. Mother, father, son, daughter, brother. Lachos absu lakrove elov. The sister who's a virgin. Krove elov asher lois liish. Means she's not married. Lo yitama. Rashi. Kim l'shero ein shero l'ishto lakrova l'arabzus aruso. Even though she's married, but she's not fully married. Shlois liish l'mishkov lo yitama mitzvah. Was no, the Vilna Gaon, even though he wasn't a Kohen, he was always careful. He never went to a cemetery. Never allowed himself to contaminate himself. Why? Because he believed, at his level, that contaminating himself to death would be an interference of all the channels of spirituality which were open to him. It actually would create a blockage and obstruction. So he was very careful not to go to a cemetery, not allow himself to be contaminated for that reason. But at his parents' funeral, he went, as they were carrying the body, he put his hands over the body, to make sure he was contaminated, right? Loit mitzvah l'tamos, because there's a mitzvah to be contaminated. So he went. It's interesting, I always say over from my Rosh Yeshiva Zechariah Baruch, the mitzvah of Havelus, sitting shiva, a person said shiva, grieving, whatever. It's all rabbinical. The question is the day of the burial until the nighttime. The question whether it's daraisa. Avil Shem Rishon, the first day whether it's daraisa, but the subsequent day is definitely rabbinical. He says why? Why did they legislate this period? He said that there's a pasuk. Shlomo says, "Osa mitzvah yeda davaro." If you do a mitzvah, there will not be any negative consequence. So if they would have quantified it as a mitzvah, the person grieves, he becomes depressed. Whatever it is, it could affect him negatively. But once you put it within the context of a mitzvah, and since it says, Osa mitzvah yedeva davaro, so if it's mitzvah, it cannot be a negative consequence. So in terms of that's what he said, it has that aspect of it, to protect the person, that he shouldn't fall into a depression and have other effects, negative effects in his life. That's why. Okay?
So what's the mitzvah? What's the actual
Rabbinical mitzvah. This person has to sit shiva.
situation?
Sit shiva, tear his clothing, express, not cut his hair. All these are all rabbinic laws. Then it's not deraisa. These are rabbinical. Not to wear shoes. No, these are all rabbinical. Okay?
Right.
Let's see tomorrow. Yes, go ahead.
Maybe the Emor is there because not such a black and white decree, because you see in the next pasuk that the Kohen can go for all these other relatives to get the Tameh. It was daber. It's like
No, but it says ba'amov. It says, but what, very specific. Lenev shlo itami ba'amov. Who you're not permitted to contaminate to?
right.
To an ordinary Jew. So it's very specific. So on that it should be daber.
Right. No, but the next pasuk says that you can Tameh for your relatives.
You know what it says?
and everything else.
Shiva Shem Tas Melachter. Shiva Shesha Shem Tas Melachter. 6 days you could do creative activity. Shabbos you're not permitted.
Right.
So 6 days, you say Emor on the 7th day, because that you're permitted. Right? What does the 7th day have to do with the 6 days? For the ordinary person who's not related to, under no circumstance could you contaminate. Daber. To the parent you can, or to the sister, to the blood relative.
Maybe more the softness is because it's going to say that you can consider the painful thing.
The person loses a parent. You speak in the third party always when you speak of these things.
So it's a painful thing. So it's couching that qualification in an informal way.
Why is that again? What earning? Same thing as earning?
Because it's a painful thing.
Oh, it was painful.
In other words, one losing a parent, one losing a brother, one losing a sister, or closest relatives is a painful thing.
Yeah, but that's not the Emor. But that's not the Emor. The Emor is what you're not, the one you're not permitted, not the one that you are permitted to.
Yeah, I know that.
So unless you're saying like earning, no, so it's like earning. That even when he says not, there are exceptions. So that's the softness in it. There's a famous Sephora in this week's parsha. The Sephora says that if a Kohen has to be seen as special, Sisei Das, Ishmael Das, he's the teacher. He gives the directive for anything that has to do with Kedusha and spirituality. Let's say the masses see the Kohen as an ordinary person. No different than they are. So he loses his specialness. So his words are less effective, his teaching is less effective. So therefore, if he would contaminate to everybody, any person he'd contaminate to. So he's one of us. He's one of like everyone else. But the Torah only allows him to contaminate only to his family, to no one else. That means immediately they see he's a person of a higher category, classification of Jew. He's a Kodosh. And through his restrictions, he's seen as who he can marry, various things. So he's seen as a person of distinction. Therefore, his words, his teachings will be valued to a greater degree. So the Sephora. Okay, let's see tomorrow.